Hi, this is Dale Bozio of Missing Persons, and you are rocking on the radio with Danny Coleman, my boy, my boy, my boy. I love him so much. Please listen. Thank you.
Oh, you funny. We haven't used her as an opener in quite a while, my girl Dale.
I pulled her out when we did Richard Sturban the other week, so figured I got my Richard Sturban. You should have your Dale Bozio.
Dale Bozio of Missing Persons. Boy, back in the day. Back in the day, she was a good-looking woman. Freaky looking. But, you know, she'd go on stage wearing like a bikini top that barely covered anything and shoes with goldfish in them.
Shoes with goldfish in them.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Oh.
Oh, yeah. Missing Persons are crazy. They're kind of like Plasmatics light, but that's a whole nother story. Welcome to Rock On Radio. I am your host, Danny Coleman. And we are coming to you from the fabulous two-track studios of Deco Entertainment.
Yes, we are.
Here in the Sauerland Mountains, or as we like to call it, the hinterlands. That's right. Yeah, you guys didn't hear any banjos on the way up, did you?
No. We saw some sketchy individuals, though, but we just powered through it.
They weren't wearing goalie masks, were they?
Yeah, one had a crack in it. Yeah, there's a little blood stain there.
There you go. Well, we will get to our guests in a second, but we got a great show tonight. Before we even introduce our guests, I want to thank them for being very flexible.
It's true.
And working around your schedule.
It was. Sorry. My daughter scored a home run.
Hey, congratulations.
That was a big thing. So, yeah. It was well, not that. That was subsequent to the game that I had to go see. But yeah, they were playing the champions that they lost to last year.
And they lost again this year.
But they came in second last year.
Between softball games and doctor appointments and
I'm just, a mess this week. So.
And yoga, goat yoga, or whatever you do.
Goat yoga. That's not me.
Oh, that's me.
I think you said goat yogurt.
Goat yogurt.
Yes, made with goat's milk.
That's more my speed than goat yoga.
In all actuality, this is a true story. There was a period of time for about 11 years where I worked for a hospital. And I worked through COVID. And one of the nurses that I would see on a regular basis when I was in her unit grew up on a farm in Burlington County, New Jersey. And her entire life never had anything other than goat's milk. Because they raised goats on this farm.
And where is she today? Nah.
She is she's at Helen Fluid.
She's at Helen Fluid. Oh, man. She's still working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Yep. She's getting ready to retire, though, too.
Okay.
So, but anyway, Rock On Radio is brought to you by the letter Q. The number 2. Well, Rock On Radio is brought to you by O'Connor's American Bar and Grill of East Hampton, Mount Holly, New Jersey, located on Route 537, just outside the town of Mount Holly. Lillipies of Princeton, 301 North Harrison Street, inside the Princeton Shopping Center, is where you can find Lillipies. Jen makes hand grenades of happiness, and
you eat them.
I eat them till I explode.
That's what you say.
That's right. And once I have this baby, no more are coming from me. Let me tell you.
Is that a good advertisement, though?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Dee Dee's Lights. Dee Dee is the official chandler of Rock On Radio, which I think Heather was totally blown away by the gift pack I dropped off yesterday.
Oh, good for the big.
She's
the
like,
big,
okay,
was it
May
trivia
4th
night?
for the
Wait, May the 4th be with you.
Face the Music or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second, too.
Mm-hmm.
But go to Dee Dee's Lights on social media, DeeDees Lights. She's the official candle maker of Rock On Radio.
So we have a baker and a candle maker.
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm. And you're the butcher.
Oh, my God, I'm totally... Phoenix...
Art supply and framing.
Yeah, Phoenix Art Supply and Framing. I was going to say Phoenixville. Phoenix Art Supply and Framing.
Doylestown.
In Doylestown, Pennsylvania, located on Route 611, also known as Southeastern Road. Jenny Schaefer has been running a fantastic art supply and frame shop.
Yep. I actually went by it the other day. It's very
Anybody
nice.
ask about me?
Well, no, it was closed when I went by. So my daughter's school is right there.
Well, bad timing.
It was- or good timing because I'm addicted to art supplies. So probably isn't
So
great.
you were kept away.
Yeah.
So, but for more than 40 years, Jenny Schaefer has been serving the Doylestown area.
Are you drawing blanks?
My whole mind is blank
I was
today.
gonna say, you're like,
It's that goat milk.
it's a goat milk. Maybe you need some goat milk.
You know, you should try it. It's not bad.
Oh, I knew. I was just waiting for that.
I'm out of here. Going home.
Thank you very much. I'm here all week. Tell your friends about me. NewJerseyStage.com, one of the, if not the finest arts and entertainment magazine. Go to NewJerseyStage.com, where every Thursday you can see my column, Rock On This Week Soundbites. This past week's column was on Michael Arnone, the gentleman who's going to be calling us very shortly
Oh, nice.
to discuss the 32nd Annual Crawfish Festival
When
in
we-
Augusta, New Jersey.
When you originally typed that to me, you said you called it a crawfish, and I'm like, oh, that's a
Did I put an
unique.
L in there? Well,
So I'm like googling crawfish, and I'm like,
there is no L in crawfish.
crawfish.
It probably auto-corrected. I typed something to
probably
you
did.
the other day on my phone. It auto-corrected. I meant to say, like, hey, Claire, what's going on? And it came out like, hey, Claire, your washer's running. Yeah, it was just like the
Oh,
weirdest. This is
oh,
obscure
yeah,
thing.
it was so, and I'm like, no, it was about a dog, something or other. Like,
You were like, what? Oh, shoot. How did that happen?
I get
you're
that
trying to
too when
say.
I'm like typing something like just put it in the corner and it'll say Justin. It'll complete. I'm like, I'm not talking about or who's
Correct.
Justin. I'm like, I have
Justin?
no idea.
Exactly. Oh, it was so
So,
funny.
yeah,
I gotta find it.
that's what happened.
Now that was about my kid.
So that's what happens. But we also have Asbury Park vibes. I am kicking myself.
Really?
Yeah, because I had it on my calendar too and totally forgot about
I
Dave
know.
Vargo's show. Congratulations to Dave Vargo for 5 years of 2 for Tuesday. Started during COVID.
I watched it live. He did have a live
Did you?
stream, so it was nice. Yeah, it was really, really cool.
I'm surprised you didn't say anything to me. I totally forgot
Well,
about
it was a
it.
busy week for me. I think I was like at a doctor's office.
Yeah, but that was
or
like the
something.
one night you had nothing to do.
No, I had it. Well, I had come back from the doctor's, but I just, I was like,
You notice a recurring theme here?
this was a very busy week. It was very busy.
Well, Asbury Park Vibes, if you are in need of a photographer, they have 15 on staff. If you need a bio, headshot, press release, anything for your website, go to AsburyParkVibes.com. See Diane and Doug. They also have a great podcast, and they'll be able to help you out.
You said, "Yikes! Yes, good thing your dog's interview is cheap."
Wow.
I'm like,
I don't
what?
know how that happened.
Your dog's
Doug's-
interview is cheap.
He meant to say that. That
Oh.
was literal.
No, dog
because
sitter.
I meant to say
Dog
dog sitter,
sitter.
and that's what came out.
Interview, yeah.
Way to
It was
sum up
funny.
a dog's interview.
I was dying. I'm going, what? Yeah, I had to find it because I knew it was like I was very confused.
Correct. Absolutely. The Jersey Shore Jazz and Blues Foundation. Go to jsjbf.org. And you could see all kinds of things. I think there's still pictures up there from our recent trip to Clarksdale with them.
Yeah, and it looks like Christine took a
And
quick.
Blind Squirrel are going back.
I know, quick trip.
Now, Big A is coming to. It's not Pollock Theater.
theater.
It's Laura Reed Theater.
Yeah,
Laura Reed Theater.
it is.
I didn't know there was more than one on Monmouth University's campus.
It is the Lauren K. Woods Theater. There is two.
That was close.
That's where.
Lauren K. Woods.
That's where they have graduations and stuff in that one.
And dog interviews.
Dog interviews.
Better cheap.
And that's Friday, June 27th at 8 p.m. You got to go. Tickets are coming soon. Info is coming soon.
Well, there you go.
So I just started that. I had to
All
write
right.
that down because I will forget.
Big A. Anthony Big A Sherrod coming up from the Delta.
And I think is it the little guy coming up too?
Yes, the kid that we
open the
gave the
show.
scholarship to.
Yep.
McLaren.
McLaren. Yep.
Yep. This kid's 11 years old, plays guitar like
Oh my gosh.
freaking Satriani.
Oh man, that's-
He's incredible.
there's some really you see that on social media sometimes. Some young, phenomenal musicians. It just blows you away.
He just turned.
They have
11 or
access
12.
to so much more than we did though growing up,
His
right?
yeah.
his
Yeah, we-
father and grandfather are in they play too, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
amazing.
But
And his
but
sister.
the internet really helps
Yeah.
people
Sure.
Yeah, back in
progress
the day, you used to didn't
exponentially.
have that kind of
Nah. I was putting
Not
my
at
finger
all.
on the Buddy Rich album, trying to slow it down. To figure it out.
Exactly. Yep. True story.
Yeah.
Sinister Footwear. Go to sinisterfw.com and pick a pair of crazy socks that Tina sells on there and use the promo code DCR Socks. And you'll get 10% off your order at checkout.
What crazy socks do you own?
I have Marvin the Martian socks. I have golf socks. I have.
Snoopy, I have peanuts.
You have Snoopy.
I have the
peanuts?
Red Baron.
Yeah,
Hmm
correct. They have movie themes. They have all kinds of.
They have Harry Potter.
they have
They have
Jaws.
Jaws.
Jaws,
Yeah.
yeah.
hmm
Got to have
They-
some Jaws socks.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have multiple pairs of Jaws
Ooh, you
socks.
gotta look 'em
My
up.
daughter loves what is it? Scream.
Oh,
Oh,
they have all kinds
yeah.
of all kind of
Horror.
Halloween stuff.
I actually have a
and-
pair of those at home
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
that I
true.
haven't given away yet. I save them for the Halloween happy hours.
Okay. Big fan of crazy socks for sure.
Oh, there you go. SinisterFW.com. DCR Socks. You get 10% off. We like that.
Yes, we do.
Tyndall Road Brewery. I talked to Marcy the other day, and I have to go in
And taste test.
and taste test. She has some recommendations she thinks I would like. So
Even if you don't like it.
if I don't like it, I will not put my
That's
name behind it.
your moniker.
Correct. Now, the Doylestown Music Fest, which takes place June 1st to the 8th. You and I will be emceeing the main stage on the 7th from 12. Heather was so funny yesterday. She says, well, what time do you want to show up? And I'm like, well, what time's it start? She says, the first band goes on at noon. I said, all right, I'll be there by 11:15-ish. Well, you don't have to all day if you don't want to. You only do two bands. I mean, I got an intern that wants to do one band, so you can you can introduce the last band. And I don't want you to feel pressured. I'm like, did you ask me to MC this thing or not?
You like doing it.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. You know? So, that is Main Street, right? In
Yep. Doylestown,
Doylestown?
Pennsylvania.
So,
It's the whole town, so they have every venue. People bring in musicians all over all week, so you can go into any venue basically that you look at the map and things. Music's playing everywhere all week.
sounds
It's really cool.
That does sound
Yeah,
awesome.
it's
Now-
a nice, cute little town too.
It is.
and last week we had Mike Ham of our newest affiliate, Radio Garden State.
Yes.
And,
The Jersey Fest is coming up.
right. And Mike, today, literally, like 10 minutes before I left the house, sent me this. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, because he's asking that, he's demanding that you be ready here.
Do I have to play something?
Get ready, New Jersey. It's time for the ultimate celebration of the Garden State. It's my movie trailer voice guy. Jersey Fest is coming back to the White Eagle Hall in Jersey City on Saturday, May 17th. Presented by Radio Garden State and Greetings from the Garden State, featuring performances from some of New Jersey's best bands, including Emerson Wolf and the Wishbones, Connor Bracken and the Mother Leeds Band, and Reality Suite. Join them for a night of live music, local brews and spirits, and the best Jersey food, including the legendary Rutt's Hut and their famous Rippers. Celebrate everything that makes the Garden State great. Tickets are on sale at radiogardenstate.com, Jersey Fest, and White Eagle Hall, jc.com.
Nice.
This is one Jersey party you don't want to miss. May 17th at White Eagle Hall, Jersey City. Be there, and let's keep New Jersey loud. There you go. Thank you very much.
Very
like
nice,
it.
very
That
nice,
was good.
very nice.
Thank you. Like I said, I'm here all week. Am I forgetting anybody else, Claire?
But just visit clarksdale.com, we like to mention.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Bubba.
Bubba.
My man, Bubba O'Keefe.
Yep.
Bubba, oh, gosh. Who else did we? Oh,
Oh, there's your
there
call.
we go.
All right. You win. You lock.
Hey, Dan and Michael.
As promised, calling
Sure.
us here this evening to discuss the 32nd Annual Crawfish Festival is the founder, originator, and the main man, as we say, Mr. Michael Arnone. Hello, Michael. How are you?
Hey, Danny, how are you today?
I am thrilled to hear from you once again, my friend.
Yes, sir. I'm on Tickfaw River. We got a big poker run passing by. I've been watching all the big boats. It's a good day.
They do that with boats? They do poker runs?
Yeah, it's a 3-day event, the Tickfaw 200. So we've got these big boats that come from all around the country on our river, and for 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we have lots of music. They're picking up cards at bars on the rivers and restaurants. It's a big deal.
Oh, nice. I mean, up here in Jersey, it's always motorcycles that do the poker runs.
Yeah, motorcycles, boats, cars, go-karts, whatever you got.
Nice. Well, I have my producer, Claire, with me, Michael.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Claire, how are you today?
I am awesome. Thank you.
And I have my guests who I have not even introduced yet, so I'm going to introduce them right now while you're talking to me on the phone. We have Mr. Ken Martin and Kevin Travers.
That's me, man. That's
Hey, say hello to
Hello.
Michael Arnone.
me. Michael Arnone. How are you, buddy?
Hey, guys, doing really good in Louisiana. About to head your way to New Jersey.
That's awesome.
Well, when you coming into town, Michael?
So I leave Tuesday. I'm going to stop in Everett, PA, and cook a pot of jambalaya on Saturday. And if all goes well, I should be in Parsippany, New Jersey on Sunday of next week.
All right. Well, you are calling to tell us exactly that about the 32nd Annual Crawfish Festival. And I know when we spoke last week that one of the things I was going to ask you, and you kind of beat me to the punch, was how does a gentleman from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, decide to have a crawfish festival in Augusta, New Jersey? So go ahead, tell us how that originated and where and how it's evolved over the years.
Okay. We all like to eat. In 1985, I left Louisiana to go to Hackensack, New Jersey to work as an electrician. We had no work here. They had lots of work. I knew New Jersey was kind of up there in a corner somewhere. So I bought an atlas and away I went. And, we get homesick. It's like if you come down here, you're going to ask where's the good pizza, where's the bagel, and we're going to tell you there is none.
In New Jersey.
In Louisiana. In Louisiana.
No,
there
I
is
know,
none.
but we'll tell you it's in New Jersey.
Yeah. Exactly. And I didn't know what a bagel was till I got up there. And so, we get homesick, just like you want your pie, we wanted crawfish and jambalaya. So I rented Suntan Lake on Route 23 in Butler, New Jersey, and printed 1,500 tickets thinking, man, everybody's going to love this. Sold 70 tickets, had 2 bands, but we had the best time. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do this again. And we just kept getting bigger and bigger. And, we got to where we had Buckwheat, Zydeco, and Marcia Ball. And then we outgrew that place and went to Waterloo Concert Field in Stanhope. And there we had Dr. John, we had the Funky Meters. So we got bigger. And then we outgrew that place. And in 2001, we moved to the Sussex County Fairgrounds and have been there ever since 2001, taking a few years off because of, COVID. But we're back stronger than ever with, a really great lineup.
Which this year includes Eddie 9 Volt or Eddie 9V and Carolyn Wonderland and, oh gosh, Marsha Ball, who you mentioned, Stanton Moore Band. You have quite a 3-day lineup there. The Ocean Avenue Stompers, who I spoke with just the other night. So we'll be doing an article on them, just like I did on you, my friend.
Awesome. Yeah, we've got Galactic, George Porter, George is a legend. He started with the Meters, probably 45, 48 years ago. John Query, Southern Avenue, Bonorama, Rockin' Doopsie. It's going to be good. Maggie Corner, Terrence Simeon. Terrence has won 2 Grammys. I got to play with Terrence a few years ago for Soundcheck. I wanted to play guitar on the stage, and it was set up, and Terrence is like, I'll play with you. And we did House of the Rising Sun. And it was funny because Aaron Neville's keyboardist and drummer had come in early for sound check, and they're like, oh, we'll play with you. And I'm like, no, I'm not ready yet.
I think that's funny because I remember the stories that you told me off the record.
Yeah.
And you're ready, my friend. You're ready.
I aspire to be decent. That's my goal with life. My music teacher said, what's your goal? I said, I want to be decent and not embarrass myself. And I didn't get up there until I knew that I wouldn't embarrass myself.
Well, those the video you sent me and the pictures, it doesn't look like you embarrassed yourself at all, my friend, at all.
Thank you.
So one of the things that I found intriguing about this Crawfish Festival, now it's 3 days. Friday night is for people who are going to camp all weekend, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so they get they actually get special treatment on Friday night. So if you are a camper or you have an RV or you're Michael's got this great new service that he's trying to promote this year, which he'll tell us about in a second. But any of those things, Friday night, you get in, you get free jambalaya, and there's several bands that are playing on Friday night.
Yes, sir.
And it's just a great atmosphere from what you tell me, Michael. But now Saturday and Sunday, the festival kick in. And just tell our listeners the size of the pots and the amount of jambalaya that you are cooking and the crawfish. I can't even fathom these numbers.
So let me back up. So the campers start coming in, lining up Thursday night. And we have a line for them, a double line. And then 9 o'clock, we have 5 different campgrounds, and we start letting all the campers in. And Friday, we'll have about 1,500 people that will camp for the weekend. So Friday during the day, they'll go get set up. And then Friday night, we'll cook 3 pots of jambalaya to feed 1,500 people. So each pot is 45 gallons. They're cast iron. Each pot holds 80 pounds of chicken, 80 pounds of Savoy smoked pork sausage, which we bring up from Louisiana. We ship it up. 75 pounds of rice, and then a lot of veggies. That's in each pot. And we'll do 3 pots that night just for the campers. And then we'll have 3 sets for everybody camping. We'll have Ami Dutesh, a Cajun band from Louisiana, Uncle Shoehorn's Big Easy. It's a Jersey band. And then we'll have Johnny Sketch and the Dirty Notes closing out. And then they'll go to sleep. I'll go to sleep about 2 o'clock. For some reason, I like to ride around in my golf cart, make sure everybody's asleep, and then I don't know. It's
And
like
clean
good
those
night, John
pots.
Boy, and then I go to bed, and then I'm first one up, and then in the morning for the campers, we have coffee, we have beignets, all available for sale, and then at 10:30 the gates open, and the day trippers come in, and the day trippers will stay, and they'll get 2 stages with bands on each stage. And then at night, Saturday night, we'll have 2 bands just for the campers. So when the day trippers leave, they'll get 2 more sets. And then Sunday, we'll do it all over again. And if you're camping, you actually get to stay until Monday at noon
Ooh.
to recover.
To recover.
Yeah, because you probably ate too much. So we'll leave it at that.
Well, you were saying that when it comes to the crawfish, you cook them in, or you boil them in these pots that are 4 by 8 by 2 feet deep.
Yes, sir. And I have 2 pots like that. So we're feeding those 2 pots with a 250-gallon propane tank,
Jeez.
which they have to come fill up Saturday night. We use that much propane.
Wow.
Um,
How many crawfish can you boil at once in a vat that size?
I could do 3,000 per pot, but since we like to 3,000 pounds, but since we like to keep them, I'm sorry, 1,500 pounds per pot, 3,000 total.
Okay.
But since we like to keep them hot all day, we'll only do 6 or 7 sacks at a time at 30 pounds a sack. So we'll do a few 100 pounds at a time, just so people can watch them come out. You know, some of the kids will bring Tupperware and want to bring one home, and we do that. You know, we'll show them how to put them to sleep, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
You put crawfish to sleep?
We're going to put you to sleep and then throw you in the boiling water.
Yeah. You know,
Compassion.
you know, PETA has never shown up. We kind of expect him to show up one day. You know, with the nude lady models, and you know,
Oh,
I actually thought about turning myself into them. You know, just hey,
get some publicity for the festival.
yeah, y'all send a satellite truck out,
Crawfish
man.
killer.
They're boiling crawfish alive, and we can hear them scream. And yeah.
So,
Oh,
Mike, this
God.
started with 70 people, and
Yes.
now how many thousands attend annually? About?
Tell me the weather, and I'll tell you. Should be, if
True.
it's a sunny day, 3 sunny days, should be 18 to 20,000 people.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Hey, thank
Over 3
goodness you
days.
didn't quit on it
Yeah.
when you first started with 70 people. I mean, you definitely were passionate about it.
Yeah, you know, it was all you can drink beer, jambalaya, and crawfish for $30. And I had people
Wow.
actually swinging from the rafters at Suntan Lake. I think we drank like 3 kegs of beer, and
Mike, you told me you wouldn't tell anybody about that.
yeah, we got, you know, thankfully that was before the internet. I've got a few pictures of that day, but not the good ones.
They're not in focus.
Yeah,
Sounds like a
yeah.
mini Woodstock.
Well, now one of the packages that you sell involves that golf cart, correct?
Yeah, so I've seen other festivals have like these super VIP packages. So for a pretty good chunk of change, you can have your own golf cart with a driver and sample all the food and watch from the main photo pit. I'm not one of them kind of people, but you know what? If they're out there and they want to have a great time, not that everybody else doesn't have a great time, but some people just want to feel a little special, and we'll give them a golf cart.
There you go. Drive
But
them around.
yeah, but I gotta tell you,
You gotta
like
have-
if people are coming and say you're walking with a cane, and if we see you having problems, we'll pick you up. Hey, where you headed? I always tell people, bring a cane to a festival, you'll get a ride.
That's true.
There you go.
Because we want to make it easy for everybody.
Right.
And everybody gets treated great. It's family. That's how it started.
Well, and
When I
go ahead.
when I first was up there, I said I'm going to have a crawfish ball, and you're going to do what? We're going to boil crawfish. You're going to do what? Oh, boil. We're going to boil crawfish. I had way more of an accent back then. When I had my first job, they could barely understand me. I couldn't understand them. I wanted to go home. I really did.
Well, that's
My
like
very
if you go to Georgia and they sell bald peanuts on the side of the road. Same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Boiled peanuts.
yeah. We have shrimp vendors on the side of the road, sells them out of an ice chest, and there's a scale, and they weigh them, and you take them home with you. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. So
But
how,
yeah,
go ahead.
when I got up there, we could hardly communicate. I had way more of an accent. I said y'all and fixing a whole lot more than I do now, because you always had somebody pointing it out. But the girls, you just talk, and oh my God, they loved our accent,
Hmm. I know. I'm not going to give away your secrets about frying shrimp and getting girls to marry you. Like, I'm going to keep
Oh
that
man,
quiet,
yeah,
Michael.
yeah. Girls like to eat as much as guys, fried shrimp. Yeah, Michael, I married him.
So, what is the website? How do we buy tickets for this event?
So at crawfishfest.com, there's a lot of information on there. So there's a link to Eventbrite and something brand new. Allison Kaufman, my MC, and she has her own morning show on a radio station. She has interviewed a lot of my artists on YouTube. So there's a link at the bottom to YouTube where you can see John Query and Robert Mercario and Rockin' Doopsie talking about the festival and their history. That's really cool. And then we have the schedule on there, and pretty much, I think most of the questions you would ask are on that website. And there's an email. If you do have a question, we'll answer it within a couple of hours, usually.
Fantastic. All right, Michael. Well, again, on the phone, I have Michael Arnone of the 32nd. He's having his 32nd annual Crawfish Festival, May 30th, 31st, and June 1st in Augusta, New Jersey at the Sussex County Fairgrounds. And what are your hopes for it, Michael?
Excuse me?
What are your hopes and dreams for this year's festival?
The sinkholes are filled.
That's true. And they catch
And
the
we
guy
have-
in Denville that's running around naked right now.
And we
He
have
escaped.
sunshine. What'd you say, Claire?
I said there's a guy that's running around Denville right now. We got to catch him too.
Apparently,
Oh,
there's a
oh.
naked man running around Denville, Michael. Is he going to be
I
at the
don't care.
festival?
Oh, yeah, that's a different audience, and that's extra.
That's extra.
That's extra. Charge him extra.
Yeah.
That's with the golf cart.
That's literally
That-
that's literally
Yeah.
VIP.
yeah. There you go. But that's my only hope, that we have The roads are good. We have sunshine, and we'll take care of everything else. You're gonna have a great time. Camping, day tripping, doesn't matter.
Excellent.
And every year, Sunday night, we start talking about the next year. What did we like? What can we make better? And that's why we've been here since 1989, and I'm only 27. I don't know how that works, but yeah. So every year we just try to make it better.
I'm 27 too, Michael, in dog
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
You wish.
Yeah. I still get carded. Yeah.
That's right. All
There
right,
you
Michael.
go.
Well, I have to wrap it up because I have to get to my in-studio guests. And then we are, again, crawfishfest.com, May 30th, 31st, and June 1st, correct?
Yes, sir. I really appreciate your time.
All right,
really
Michael.
do.
Thanks, Michael.
And thank you for taking the time to call Rock On Radio. And we will be, I'll be talking to you again.
I'll be here.
All right, sir.
All right, guys. Have a
All
great
right, take
weekend.
care.
Rock
Take care.
on.
Take care,
There you
buddy.
go. Michael
Congrats on
Arnone
32 years.
of the 32nd Annual Crawfish Festival, which takes place, again, May 30th, 31st, June 1st.
I shared it on our wall.
Okay, one of the acts is Eddie 9-Volt. Here's a tune from him. Now, he's also at this thing, alligator sausage, fried
Ooh.
chicken.
Ooh.
He's got all kinds of Cajun.
Ooh.
Unique
Oh,
food.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So bring some antacids. Is that what you're saying?
They probably have them.
Well, he got a kick out of it because him and I had a commonality where when I was working at the hospital, right? And where I was
you and
working.
your goat milk.
No, it wasn't goat milk. But when I was working at the hospital, I was the sole white man in the department, and we had a Christmas party. So I said, I'll make jambalaya. So my man Al took it home, and his wife said to him when she ate it, "A white boy made this?" And he had the same thing happen with his jambalaya. So apparently I got a little Cajun
You do.
There you go.
You are.
in my bloodstream. That's correct. Or Creole, one or the other.
Probably.
Coleman is a white or black name. It can go. So
True.
As a former teacher, I taught many students with the last name Coleman, so that
see,
I can attest.
great,
Yes.
correct. All right, here's Eddie 9-Volt doing a song called "Yellow Alligator," and then we'll be back with Ken Martin and Kevin Travers of the Ken Martin.
The players.
The players.
Well, the players.
Let's call ourselves the players.
Ooh,
That's
the
all we do is
players.
play.
Yeah.
I see.
Exactly.
All
Oh,
right.
that's the Cajun coming out of them.
That's the idea.
The players.
Feeling now, baby.
Yellow alligator just swimming through the gumbo. Gotta keep your head down, looking for the jumbo. Yeah. Got a funny feeling, got the blues on Monday. Gotta swim back for the storm on Sunday. Or we're all gonna get wet. Everybody living in the city, but they're living a lie. Just living a lie. Playing all my music in the bayou where I always stay high. Gotta stay high, baby. Yes, I do. A fever to my mama, she was dancing with the boombox. Passed right out and she fell in the boondocks. It made a mighty sound. We're gonna have a party in the low-down swampland, grilling on some eagle with a no-name fireman. Or just messing around. Everybody living in the city, but they're living a lie. Just living a lie. Playing all my music in the bayou where I always stay high. I gotta stay high, baby. Yes, I do.
There we go. Eddie 9-Volt, you can hear him this year at the 32nd Annual Crawfish Fest in Augusta, New Jersey, May 30th, 31st, and the 1st. And
Ken Martin.
You're supposed to do
he
the
got the
commercial.
man writes a
I was not
jingle
paying
in like
attention.
10
Yeah,
seconds,
this guy.
and he's like, Ken Martin. All right, no more. We can't put him on the spot. We learned that, Kev. We can't put
There's no
Mr.
ad
Martin
lib
on
with
the
this
spot.
guy. He's, I didn't know if he forgot his name. He's like, I'm Ken Martin.
I mean, I usually don't pay attention to anything anymore. I'm just like, whatever, life is whatever.
I have gone through life that way, and it's blissfully enjoyable.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
It really is.
Correct. How are you, Ken?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Hey, did I tell you guys I wrote this jingle for the guy that just called? I forget his name and I forget what he was talking about. But I had this little
Really?
jingle.
Let's hear it.
Okay, it goes like this. Ken Martin. No. Crawfishfest.com.
There you go.
There you go,
Nice.
Michael Arnone. Crawfishfest.com is the website. But actually, we are supposed to go up there. We were invited up there all 3 days. So, because.
Well,
And he said he'll drive me around in a golf cart to sample all the
you
food.
just want to drive around in the golf cart.
I did that as early as this morning.
Oh, well, without golfing.
No, true. So, Ken, you are here because you were at the event, right? That Carrie
Yes.
McKay.
Yep.
Was that at Dickie's Barbecue, maybe?
No, that was a Thunderbolt.
Okay, at
Well,
Thunderbolt.
yes.
All right. Okay, so she gave. All right. No. Excellent. Good.
Okay.
Good. So she gave, and that's great. So you won the co-host.
No, I did not. I'm the co-host. I did not. My buddy did.
Tell me what's going on here, Ken.
I'll tell you. This is the thing I was paying
Why are you
attention
here?
to. I was walking down the road. I got lost. I knocked on the door.
And Bruce let you in.
Let me in. I had my guitar with me. They're like, oh, come on in.
Yeah. Oh, you're a musician, right this way.
So my buddy actually won, but
Your buddy named
Dave Stewart.
Dave
which is
Stewart.
part of your band.
part of the Spectrum.
Yeah, part of the
Yes.
Spectrum band.
Mhm.
And he was, well, it's about, original music, which he was like, well, I don't write original music. So he decided to give it to me because he knows I do. And it's just, I'm here now. I mean, like I said earlier, I don't pay attention to a lot of stuff. I just appear at places.
Excellent.
He's a player.
Exactly.
See, I've tried that, just appearing places, and then there's restraining orders and everything else that happens.
Security!
Yeah,
Gets
security.
expensive. Yeah. Right. Citations.
Yeah.
I
Bail
only show
money.
up to the good places. Only to the good places.
When I was a kid, they used to say Jack Daniels should come with bail money. Now it's like I walk out of the house and I see police, I turn this way.
Right?
Because I have been in jail before, right, Claire? In prison? I've been in prison, haven't
yes. That's what that's the rumor.
I? That's the rumor that I've been in prison. Correct.
It just means mentally. Mentally.
Yeah.
or-
We've all been there,
So-
mostly, yeah.
So, all right. So tell us. Go ahead, Ken. Tell us about you, man.
yeah, it can.
Okay, so I'm just this guy from Philly, and I've been playing music my entire life, the entire time.
Really?
Yes. I was playing music since before I even knew what I was doing. There's this picture of me at the piano, and I was like 3 years old. I have one hand on the piano, and I'm pointing at some sheet music as if I knew what I was doing, which I didn't.
How do you know? You were 3.
You might have.
I
Might have
mean,
been.
I don't give myself that much credit. I really don't. No, but the thing where all the music comes from, my father was just this masterful musician. His fingers were to be praised when he touched a piano or a guitar or accordion or trumpet or whatever else he could get his hands onto. And that just passed on to me. I play guitar, I play piano, trumpet, I have viola, violin, harmonica. What else do I play? There's a flute. There's a theremin, which, ironically enough, you don't touch. I sing. And I'm pretty sure if there was another instrument I could fit in my apartment, I would get it and try it at least. I mean,
The harmonica?
yeah, the harmonica. Yeah, the harmonica.
Harmonica.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
harmonica.
No, I don't have one of those.
Oh,
no.
not from Ben Franklin?
No, I don't feel like going crazy. If you touch those things, you start going loopy. I'm crazy enough as it is. What is the other instrument that I played? I got a saxophone at one point, and it wasn't, so the music theory stuff is the easy part, but the functionality of all the different instruments is what kind of throws me off. So when it came to the saxophone, I just didn't take any lessons, so I couldn't figure out the fingering. So I just got rid of it. I was like, this is just taking up space, which I regret now because it's a great piece of wall decor. I have like my violins and my viola on the wall as just decor. I'm like, I'll play them when I want to, and other days they're just art on the wall, you know? So, yeah, my dad, he played all these different instruments, and he came up with music all of the time. And there's this story I love so much because I got to think my dad was a genius because he was in the middle of a game of chess, which is a very intellectual game to begin with. And he says to my brother, he's playing a game of chess with my brother. He says to my brother, okay, son, it's your move. And then he just starts dancing in his chair a little bit. He's like, it's your move, it's your move. He starts singing. And then he jumps up from his chair, runs over to the piano, and just starts writing a song. It's your move, it's your move. And I'm like, either he's crazy or he's a genius, but either way, I love it, you know? And I actually finished that song just recently. So for context, my father passed years ago when I was younger. And so he played that song. I was had to be like 4 or 5 when I saw him do that. And then just this year, maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, I finished the song. And it was really cool. So, I mean,
That's cool.
yeah, if at
It
some
was your
point-
move.
That's literally what the song is about. It's called It's Your Move. So if you guys want, I can play it for you. But, I mean, if you have any other questions, I'll answer them first. You know?
Well, I have to say, though,
I don't know. Let's take an in-studio poll. Kevin's going to say something.
I do want to say something. You just came up with that Crawfish Fest commercial on the fly. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just like your father, man.
Yeah,
He'd be
yeah.
very proud of you.
Well, I appreciate
100%.
that. Yeah.
And let me tell you, hearing you play and perform, I've heard him play on several instruments. The guy, right away, instantly, caught my ear.
Yeah.
And you can just see with his smile, he lights up a room, man. This guy is the
wow.
real deal, man. I have a lot of belief in this fella. He's truly gifted.
I appreciate that. God, thanks.
1,000%.
How did you two become?
We were at a bingo tournament, right? No. It was at an open mic night in Rockledge, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Okay, run by Johnny Nutt. Great last name, right? Johnny and the Nuts. So he I was a school teacher for 30 plus years, special education in middle school, and started a bucket drumming program in 2000, and still continue that, called Drummers with Attitude. And retiring from the classroom, I wanted to get back out and do some performing, and I went to my friend, and brother Johnny Nutt. Knowing that he did this open mic at Rockledge and the Hollywood Tavern. And one night, this young man came up on stage, and, we kind of became the house band a little bit. Johnny, myself, and Dice, who's not here.
Who's not present this time.
Or is he?
That's right.
He is.
The
Or,
ghost
yeah,
of
we don't know,
Dice.
right?
Don't know.
Yeah, the ghost. That's right. Hold on.
There he is. There
I
he
don't
is.
know. He might appear. We'll see. If we think about him really hard,
Yeah.
right?
Maybe he's like Beetlejuice. You have to say his name 3 times.
Dice. Don't say it again.
I ain't
No,
saying,
no, no,
I
no,
ain't
no, no.
saying for the rest of the night.
So this guy comes at an open mic night. Now, I've been there a few times before he arrived, and I usually ask people, "Hey, do you need a drummer or whatnot?" And I said that to Ken, and Ken's like, "Nah, I'm good." And I was like, "What a." No. And I listened to him, and this guy captivated the room. Now, a lot of open mic jams, there's people talking over you. Not so when Ken was up on stage. So,
They were
people were
how
listening.
terrible I was.
Yeah, they were like, man, they'll let anybody up there, won't they? So, we just, I said, yeah, man, we got to do something. And he agreed, and we got together. I don't live far from there, so we went to my house, which, was convenient. And we've been doing stuff together ever since.
But with Kev, though, the difference, I shouldn't say the difference, but with Kev, it's not just about the music. There's just there's a brotherhood of sorts, and it clicks, whether we're playing music or whether we're just sitting around talking and chilling, and it just it's magic, really. It's that's not something you can find just walking down the street all the time. So it's a blessing to be able to bump into somebody who's one extraordinarily gifted on the drums. Like there are times where we're playing, and there's something I don't know how to do on the drums, and Kev just does it. I'm just like, that's what I need. That's what I'm talking about. But from my side of the story, I had gone on a trip to Nashville. And we went down to Broadway Avenue, and we're walking past all these bars, and there's just live music playing all the time. And like I said, I've been playing music all my life. So down in Nashville, I'm just walking by, and I'm listening to all this music. And I'm like, this is so awesome. This is so alive. And so when we came back, I saw the sign for the Hollywood Tavern, and it said, Monday nights. And I was like, okay, I'll put that in the back of my mind and just think about it. And then one Monday night, I always get into bed really early. I was probably asleep by like 5:30 that night. Woke up at like 8 in the evening, and I was like, great. Now I'm not tired. I have all this time on my hands, and I remembered, the Hollywood Tavern. So I go down there, and I was like, this is it. I'm finally I'm getting my taste of Nashville right now. This is what I'm doing. And then ever since that night, we've just been running with it and playing music and just, Kevin, he adds so much more to the music. Like I had a bunch of music before. I've been writing a long time. When I think about it, it's almost been 20 years, which is insane. It was probably the first song I really sat down, wrote some lyrics to, was my brother's song. And they had moved. We lived in a row house at one point, and they moved to the house adjacent to ours. And I could hear him playing his keyboard through the walls. So I learned his song on the piano, and then I put lyrics to it. And then that was like when I was 13. And it's so crazy. That's such a long time. I'm so old.
20 years. Ken.
Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness.
I've got bath towels older than that, man. Socks older than that. Come on.
This is as old as I've ever been. Yeah, that's crazy. So
These symbols.
And now you're even older.
You won't be any younger.
So when I went to the Hollywood Tavern, I was like, this is finally going to be my time where I get to play a little bit of music. And at first, like I'm not really a bar kind of person. I'm not into the bar scene. So I just went in there. I do the same thing. I sit in the back, wait with my guitar. I get on the stage. I sing. I leave. But I went up there, and Kev's like, hey, you want a drummer? And I was like, nah, I'm good. Like, why would I need that? Like, I'm just playing guitar. I brought my instrument with me.
Yeah,
And,
that was my first diary entry. Ken ousted me. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just been a pleasure ever since just playing with him. It's been really fun. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, you want to do some? Let's do a tune.
Yeah, let's do
a song.
This is a song we have never actually played before. I'm gonna do my dad's song real quick.
Okay. But do you want drums on?
Yeah, it's super easy.
He told you no, Kevin.
Hold on. Post-traumatic stress here. Hold on. Wait a minute. PTSD.
Ken Martin here on Rock On Radio.
I done took my time. I done made up my mind. I done did what I wanted to do. Son, the rest is up to you. It's your move, it's your move, it's your move. Sonny, it's your move. I done what I wanted to do. And I gave all my love to you. I done shown you the way to talk. I done shown you the path to walk. Now it's your move, it's your move, it's your move. Sonny, it's your move, it's your move, it's your move, it's your move, oh, it's your move, it's your move, it's your move. Sonny, it's your move. Played what I wanted to play. I done said what I wanted to say. I done set the tone and the mood. Son, the rest is up to you. It's your move, it's your move, it's your move. Sonny, it's your move. It's your move. It's your move. It's your move. Oh, it's your move. It's your move. It's your move. Sonny, it's your move.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It is your move. You're dead. I'm telling you.
Kevin
He'd be
Travers.
very proud of you, my friend.
The Players.
The players.
Here on Rock on Radio. Producer Claire,
Yes, sir.
we took our call from Michael Arnone, so we didn't even tell them. How can they find out about us? Yes, just go,
It will come to you.
Go to dcror.com,
That's the great Karnak.
which is the short link for Danny Coleman's RockOnRadio.com.
Correct. Facebook.com/Danny Coleman's Rock on Radio 2, the number 2. Instagram @Rock on Radio, all one word, all capital letters.
Yes, sir.
Yay. There you go. So Kent, where did you grow up? Where are you from originally?
North Philly.
North Philly.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So you've been a Philly guy all your life.
Philly guy all my life, born and raised. Yeah. Yeah. It was fun. It was fun. You know, being a Philly guy, we have this thing about certain states, and just tell me, are your listeners really good sports about things?
Well, if I had listeners,
Okay, well, good. Then they won't mind
of
this.
course they tolerate me, don't they?
Okay. I mean, I'm just checking because this, I'm gonna play a song for you guys. Okay, you ready for this one? This one's for all of your Jersey people. Again, it only is
We
gonna
pump
work.
we don't pump gas.
That's a defensive groan there.
It's only gonna
Dan.
work if you all have a great sense of
Oh
humor.
yeah, we're good. We're good.
All right, you guys.
I have
ready?
no sense, let alone humor. Go ahead.
Nobody likes New Jersey, it's a horrible place. They might have the beach, but even that kind of stinks. Now I've been there for vacations, but you know how they rank. Yeah, nobody likes New Jersey, it's a horrible place. Seems like no one from New Jersey ever learned how to drive. How'd they get their licenses, why weren't they denied? When someone's driving recklessly, I'm never surprised. I see their plates are from New Jersey, and I just roll my eyes. Yeah, nobody likes New Jersey, it's a horrible place. They might have the beach, but even that kind of stinks. Now I've been there for vacations, but you know how they rank. Yeah, nobody likes New Jersey, it's a horrible place. When the pandemic first started, I admit I was scared. I didn't always take my mask with me, see, I just didn't care. But when I'm in New Jersey, I'm always prepared. I'd rather catch COVID-19 than breathe that New Jersey air. Yeah, nobody likes New Jersey, it's a horrible place. They might have the beach, but even that kind of stinks. Now I've been there for vacations, but you know how they rank. Yeah, nobody likes New Jersey, it's a horrible place. Now I was born in Philly, I say that with pride. I got strong family history, U.S. history, all on my side. I looked back through my family tree, and to my surprise, most of my family's from New Jersey, and it just makes me cry. Oh, nobody likes New Jersey, it's a horrible place. They might have the beach, but even that kind of stinks. Now I've been there for vacations, but you know how they rank. Yeah, nobody likes New Jersey, it's a horrible place. Plus, most of my exes are from Jersey, so there's that too. You know.
All my exes live in Jersey.
Wait a minute. Did I hear Dice? Was Dice here?
I mean, somebody was
I heard.
playing the concert.
I heard
No
something.
dice.
No
No dice.
no dice.
Yeah, so I hope Jersey people have a good enough sense of humor
Oh,
that
sure.
they can laugh along with that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're writing your name down right
Yeah, I don't
now.
want
You're
to
on
get
that
tarred.
list,
Well,
like the Billy Madison
I have
list.
to say that most of your complaints are from people from New York that moved to New Jersey.
Okay, I'll
I'm
take
going
it.
to tell you. I'm going to tell you a joke that
Okay, let's hear
a
this one.
gentleman in Easton, Pennsylvania, told me.
Okay.
Okay.
He said, "You know why it's always windy in Pennsylvania? Because Jersey sucks and Ohio blows."
That's a good one. That is a good one.
Oh, that's funny.
So if you're trying to get people to go to the Crawfish Fest, remember Jersey sucks.
But yeah, he's not from Jersey originally, so
It's from Baton
That's
Rouge.
true.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
Baton
right.
Rouge.
Yeah. No. So I mean, it's all in good fun because when we were in school, we had classmates that were from Jersey, so we would play sports. We would split the teams up: the Philly people versus the Jersey people. But it's funny because that song is 100% accurate. 1, the drivers. 2, I'd rather catch COVID-19, and then 3, most of my family from both my mother and father's side is from Jersey. So I'm like, darn. But at the same time, it's such a rich history that I'm like, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it.
You know what's funny that you say that about the drivers, and we think the same thing here about
Yes.
Pennsy drivers.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Because I have a friend who doesn't live far from here, right? And he said the same exact thing to me. He said, you know, it's funny that you say that. He's literally verbatim what you just said.
Yeah, because anytime you get in the left lane and the speed limit's 65,
Yeah.
and there's somebody mucking up the works, I can guarantee you it's got a Pennsylvania license plate on
A
it.
penny tag.
And
yeah.
it's
And
like-
I'm going to tell you, I'm guilty. It's me. The
Get out
older
of the
I get,
left
the
lane.
slower I
Slower
get.
I go.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
me
why
too.
there's
And
a
I'm
center
Jersey.
and the right. Like
Yeah.
John
No,
Panette
no.
used to say,
I definitely don't ride the fast lane.
we'll be there.
But there was somebody on the way up here, okay, who, I don't know, I guess, is 90 a speed limit around here? 90 miles per hour? Well, they came by as my hair flew. His hair. He had hair.
what do you
and
think
then-
happened? That's right.
All of it flew
His
off.
eyebrows. Woo!
All of it just flew out the window. I was like,
So I guess it goes both ways. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's like that old saying, you can't fix stupid. And it doesn't matter. There are
That's
just
the
so
truth.
many,
Yeah.
ever since COVID,
Seriously.
the
Yeah.
amount of idiots that have increased on the road. Well, because
It got
now
so much
everybody's
worse.
working from home, and they're supposed to be
They
home
forgot how to
working,
drive.
and they're out on the road.
Yeah.
They seriously have gotten so much worse. Like, I went for a walk the other day, which I don't do often, and I was just mortified. I was afraid to cross the street. People were just zooming
Yeah.
around. And I say it like I'm some old person from a retirement. I was trying to walk across the street, and the cars kept on coming at me. But, I mean, it was just crazy.
Get
I
off
was
my lawn.
like, seriously, it was ridiculous.
I have a shirt that says that.
Get off my lawn. But
You
it
know where the
was-
best place to walk is?
On your feet.
Cemetery.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cemeteries are
Yeah,
great.
True.
for sure.
Unless you
You
trip
don't have to
over
worry
the
about
stones.
traffic. Nah, yeah.
That would be my
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, but people are dying to get in.
People are dying to get in, 100%. Hold on.
There was a growing up, my whole life, I grew up around a cemetery.
Yeah.
So I mean,
That
that,
explains a lot.
it does. That's where we used to play baseball and football because there was
Yeah,
just
you
these
didn't have
vast
to-
expanses,
Right,
and we
right,
can't do
right.
that now. I went down there recently, and it's like, when did they all die?
Yeah,
It's like,
right.
That's my
right.
football
COVID.
field.
COVID. You said COVID ruined a lot of things. There you go.
There it is.
So
Took your land.
Yeah.
I'd like
But
to see you
that's
play
where-
baseball now.
that was where everybody would walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was where everybody would go to learn to drive because the streets were real narrow and the cars were like twice as wide, and you had to learn to maneuver and
Yeah.
you know. But if you're just tuning in, this is Rock on Radio. We have Ken Martin and Kevin Travers, the players, here on Rock on Radio. So you are the songwriter.
Yes.
Is it easy for you to write material, or do you go through moments of writer's block? I mean, look, you just put together the Crawfish Fest jingle, and like you know, but what do you find about songwriting? Is it you're laying at home at night, and it's like, oh, okay, and you just
Literally, yes.
Okay.
There are times, in the recent weeks, there were times where I would wake up at 3 in the morning, and I would just go into the writing room and just write a song. It just came out of nowhere. And it happens almost all the time. Sometimes there will be times where, there have been times where I've dreamt certain notes, and then I would go and write a song the next morning when I woke up. There will be times where the first thing in the morning I would do, on like a day off, I wake up like 4:30 and I'm like, what should I do with my time? And then something's like, you should go play music. And then I would just run into the music room and just start banging out songs. Like this past week, I couldn't turn it off. It was like a faucet, just somebody just left it on. I think it came up with like 6 songs this past week.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like the one day. It was just I got the rough sketches of 3 songs out in the one day. There's a few other days, 1 or 2, and then there are times where I have to tell myself stop playing music. It's like just get out of here because like just let it be. And the moment I'll stand up from my seat, I'll start walking out the room, and then something's like, wait, I got another song I do. I have to go back in there. It won't even be 5 minutes. It'll just keep on happening. And then, yes, there will be moments of not necessarily writer's block, but there's just not this inspiration. Like I can still do it, but it's not passion. It's just the ability, but there's no feel of love for the song behind it. And the thing I find, I don't know who said it, but I know there's this musician who said, when you write a song, write it like nobody else is ever going to listen to it, because that's when you can really put yourself into it. You don't have to worry about any kind of judgment. So you play it for yourself, just for you, and those are the songs that I've loved the most. Those are the songs that I've loved the most. But
I think that was Milli Vanilli who said that.
I'll take your word for it.
Well, it would have been more like
He's too young
Few
for that
people, I
joke.
know.
He's
See?
too young
He doesn't
for
get that
joke.
one.
He
He
doesn't
doesn't
get
get
that.
that right.
I'll smile politely.
So-
I'll smile and nod, but like, okay,
But
crazy
all right,
people.
so now that we've established that I have socks older than our guest, let's just go. Let me go back to something you just said. Then,
Sure.
Ken, you said whatever that quote was about.
Yeah, play
You
for
put
yourself.
play for yourself. You're not being judged or
Right.
whatever. Now we know, like there are certain types of music that I don't care for, so I don't listen to it. There are certain types of songs I don't care for, so I don't bother.
Right.
One of the reasons why I hate being asked to review albums is because I just think it's a terrible thing, because it's only my opinion. I may pan an album. Not that I would never do that. If I didn't like the album, I would say I'm sorry, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I'm not going to take somebody who took the time
To have that
and
passion.
sweat
Yeah.
equity
Yeah.
and then stomp all over their passion
Right.
with golf shoes.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
Right. Right.
So I'm not going to do that. But because I think, and I always use the example when people ask me that, I think the Rolling Stone panned Hotel California, so it was the worst album. And
They might have missed that one.
and I know they panned Led Zeppelin 3.
Wow.
So
Well, they may be right there.
because
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, there
because
was
it
a
was
scowl.
different. It was different.
Right.
So that
So
head whip around, man.
that's right.
I know how to get to you.
Uh-oh.
See the great joy she takes in
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I saw that.
So
I don't like that.
so not everybody is going to like everything.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
And I often tell people I'm lucky because we just had our 16th anniversary last week. I've had maybe 4 or 5 people tell me to my face that there were problems that things they didn't care for about the show. Well, I've done, over 800 shows in
Right,
16 years. So
Okay.
if 4 or 5 people don't like it,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it.
Turn it off.
Okay, you listen and you learn, and okay, well, maybe I should pay attention to that, or maybe
Right.
you're not going to make everybody happy.
Yeah.
So I guess in a long-winded, roundabout Irish way,
You?
what I'm asking you is, has that ever worried you about being judged or what people think of your art?
Absolutely. But it stopped worrying me as much in recent years. What I've experienced, because music is, I literally have a relationship with music. It develops as time goes by. My first album, it was, yes, I was concerned, so much so that there was one track that I had on the album that I wrote solely for the purpose of everybody else trying to like it. and I tried to make it sound like this and make it sound like all the kind of nonsense that everybody would like, and I hated that song. I took it off I hated it. And something said to me, don't ever create something that you hate. Only create what you love and love what you create. And after that point, it's only been a development of, I would ask myself, I would be playing my guitar or playing the piano, and I say, Ken, is this what you like? And if it's not, I just stop doing it. I'll scrap this. The song might be a really good song if somebody else sang it. But if I don't like it and I'm creating it and I'm playing it, I'll just scrap it. I'm like, I don't want to do it because it's not real. It's not authentic. It's not me. So I'm not going to do it.
He obviously doesn't care. He just panned all of New Jersey.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'll say what I want. No.
He just proved that.
But
It's true.
Well, wait
That
till
is
reviews
true. There was
of
some
this
judgment
show
there.
comes.
There was some judgment there, you know.
The UK will like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, New York.
Yeah,
might
remember
like
what
it.
happened in Trenton.
Yeah, that's right.
I just feel like if I, for me, everything is very. I've always had a very spiritual connection to everything that I do, and when it comes to music, it's part of me. And obviously, like it's a gift that I feel that has been given to me, like one from my father, and it's a gift and it's an ability, but also, like I said, it's a relationship with music that as I continue to move forward with it, what I'm starting to find is it's not just a gift, it's a responsibility. And when you take your gift as a responsibility, you say, you know what, I owe this gift the dignity of treating it absolutely respectfully and with as much honor as I can. So when I play it, anytime I play, I really try to play from my soul. It doesn't matter if I'm playing alone in my apartment or if I'm playing on a stage somewhere, I always try to play from my heart. And my heart is, at its core, just this 4-year-old little kid who still loves playing music. And so when I'm up there, I'm there to have fun. That's why we're called the Players. We play, we have fun, and we learn and we grow. Kevin said something to me the other day. He's been doing this, you said, what, 25 years, 30 plus years or something playing
That's
drums?
just drummers with attitude. No, drums probably 40.
Yeah,
More than
40
40, yeah.
years. He's been playing drums. And
Actually, I'm sorry, 50. I'm going to be 57. So
50-some years.
I was about 7, 8, yeah.
With your craft and your instrument. He said to me the other day, yeah, I'm still learning in this area. And I'm like, how are you still learning? How have you not?
It never
achieved-"
ends. It's life, man.
Yeah, and so like that's something that inspired
You
me.
know when it
It
ends?
just keeps growing.
When you're 6 feet under, yeah.
That's right.
It's true, isn't
Yeah,
it, though?
yeah.
Look, there are many musicians who play into their. Look at Willie Nelson, just celebrated a birthday. He's
Yeah.
90 or whatever the heck he is. He still goes out on the road.
Mick Jagger,
Mick Jagger and
Richards,
he's
I mean,
80-something.
all
Yep.
those guys, yeah.
As long as you're musicians
Elvis.
are lucky.
Nah.
If you're let's say a different thing. If you're a doctor and you develop a disease where even you get tremors from
Yes,
part, you can't
100%,
you
yeah.
can't be a surgeon anymore. You can't. But as a musician, I'm learning to play my drum kit with neuropathy
Yes.
and carpal tunnel.
Well
and
aware of that.
it's
Yep.
not-
I had 2 surgeries. I know
Right.
all about that.
So exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And it's a different thing. You got to
Yeah, for
learn
sure.
different
Play
ways.
around your injuries, 100%.
And so you never there. A lot of people say, and I've heard it before. You stop learning, then you're done. You're
Yeah.
dead. But
Well, I got to say, just tagging off of you, that passion, that innate drive. And I remember it hit me. I remember when I was younger, being in the car with my mother and hearing the music, Leo Sayer and all the slow songs, and that just, I was so moved by that music. And even though my brother and sister had Who albums and Jimi Hendrix and all that, which I loved, and Kiss was a big one. All those other songs moved me as well, and I felt like I had to do it. It was not a question. And when I first met you, that connection was like a like-minded
Yes,
a connection,
100%.
which I feel with Johnny Nutt as well, and Dice.
Definitely.
If
Well,
he
when
were
shows
to be
up,
here.
Yeah.
No, for sure. There's
Yeah.
certain people you do meet, that you come across that you can feel like that bond and that
Right.
that universal connections there.
Yeah.
I do bucket drumming with special needs students and regular ed students still to this day, and we played in Doylestown for Coldest Night of the Year event
Ooh.
and helped raise $40,000 for the homeless.
Wow.
You know,
That's
people in
amazing.
need in Bucks County. And the thing about us is we're interactive. So we like to, you know, we'll do like a 5-minute piece, but then we'll invite others to sit in with us, and it's great. Like the last performance we played, North Penn High School for an international festival, we had a stormtrooper. Seriously, a guy dressed as a stormtrooper, and we had people from different cultures coming in and sitting in, their little kids, and then people dancing on top of it. To me, that's what it's all about, that universal language, that connection, and it's a wonderful thing when it happens.
A couple of years ago, I went up to Epic Records. I was invited up by my good buddy Chip, who is one of the PR people I deal with, who actually Chip handles all the or most of the deco artists as well here in the 2-track studios.
Right.
And Chip's like, "Come on, why don't you come up to New York and hang out with this band?" I'm like, anyway, it was Judas Priest. So I go up to New York,
man.
right? Hanging
That's
out
insane.
hanging
That-
out
I
with
mean,
Judas Priest.
Yeah.
I interviewed the drummer, and the funny thing was they took me into a room, and they said, "We're gonna let you." Now here I'm thinking I'm gonna be part of like this media entourage that are all
Right.
coming to Epic Records, right?
Mhm.
So I get up there, and the gentleman goes, he goes, "Oh, you're here for Chip?" Yeah. So Chip comes out of the back, goes, "Come on, Dad." He takes me around the back, and he gives me to another guy, and he says, when you're done with him, just come find me. I'll be in the back, and we'll set you up with Scott. The drummer from Scott Smith, maybe drummer from Judas Priest. Anyway, so he takes me into this room. Now, Epic is owned by Sony, so they got this incredible Sony sound system in there. The guy says, "Have a seat." He says, "Take this." He goes, "I want you to make sure, read it over, and then sign the bottom, and that's it." Well, it was basically, the album hadn't come out yet, their new album,
disclosure,
so
yeah,
I couldn't
yeah.
tell anybody that
Right.
I had about the album or review it or anything.
Scott Travis.
Yes, thank you, Scott Travis of Judas Priest. So,
That's funny. My brother's name was Scott Travers.
I was
So-
gonna say
Yeah.
when I first saw it,
So-
I'm going.
Huh. Wait a minute. No relation, unfortunately. Yeah.
so I'm sitting there, and he goes, "All right, when the album's over, just come on out. I'll be over here in this desk." I'm like, "Where's everybody else?" He goes, "You're it, dude. Here." So I got to listen to this brand new Judas Priest album, which was actually very good
Right.
on this incredible sound system.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa.
See,
And-
that's fantastic.
And then I got out, and
Yeah.
when I'm leaving Epic Records, I'm walking back to the train station to Madison Square Garden,
Right.
Penn Station. And there's this huge crowd on the corner. I'm like, what the heck? Oh, come on, man. Cross the light screen, right? And as I get closer, I hear why. And it was a bucket drummer.
Probably you, Kev.
This guy was phenomenal. When I say phenomenal,
Yeah, man.
he had, he was playing Home Depot,
Yeah.
5-gallon spackle buckets. He had cardboard for cymbals.
Yeah.
He was just absolutely off. And he had a permit, too. So, he's
Yeah,
a street
yeah.
musician.
Yeah.
And
It's a magnetic.
absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. It
Phenomenal.
draws people. I always tell people we played WXPN's music festivals. We've done over the 25 years. We've gone to the White House.
Nice.
And we played at our nation's capital. It just attracts people right away. Like at XPN, when they had multiple stages, right, for their exponential music festival. So to draw people to a particular stage, we would set up in front of that stage and perform. Helen Light, I believe, was the DJ. I
Yeah,
believe.
she's
and,
still-
yeah, and she. We would perform there, and it would draw people over. They'd be like, "What's that?" Now indoors, we really rock. because the acoustics, because we're on buckets, so outside the sound can kind of get lost a bit. But yeah, man, there's nothing like it. And I just love bringing people together. It's Drummers with Attitude, by the way. If you want to know what the group is called,
All right.
Drummers with Attitude, DWA. And we love to play. We play MetLife Stadium. We played for a children's hospital event, and there were a lot of football alumni.
Nice.
Yeah, MetLife, yeah. Jets and Giants, right? So, but yeah, I just love it, man. That's really passionate. And this guy, you know, that's what I'm saying. And seeing how music can touch people and reach people and bring people together who wouldn't normally.
Well, one of the things I haven't talked to her, albeit in a while, but Diana Ross's daughter, Rhonda.
Okay. Okay.
Years back, I talked to her quite often.
Okay.
Matter of fact, one time she's like, "Hey, I'm opening for my mother at the theater in New Brunswick, State Theater." She goes, "You want a pair of tickets?" I couldn't find anybody to go with me to see Diana Ross, right?
Oh my goodness.
So
that's insane.
So I take my son, and he's like, "Dad, I ain't gonna know any of these guys." And I'm like, "Yes, you will."
Yeah.
First song she comes out with, "I'm Coming Up." Or,
Yeah. I'm
out,
coming
whatever,
out.
I'm
Yeah.
coming out.
That's a great opening drum part.
All of
by
a
the way.
sudden, all of a sudden, he's like, "Oh, I know this one."
Yeah.
And she's like, she goes into Love Child. "Oh, I know this one." I'm like, "Of course you know these."
Yeah.
You know? But one of the things that Rhonda and I talked about was you could have two little kids in a sandbox. One pick up a truck and whack the other one in the head.
Yeah.
And they cry but 5 minutes later they're back playing in the same sandbox.
Mm-hmm.
And even during the
I think nowadays it might be a gun.
that too. But even during the most tense times in our country, people didn't stop listening to other people's music.
100%.
You know, like
100%.
during the race tensions. You
Yeah,
know,
for
white kids
sure.
didn't stop
100%.
listening to Motown.
100%.
And black kids didn't stop listening to Elvis. And it was
It can lower the temperature and bring people together.
everybody. The commonality is
100%.
music, right?
I couldn't agree with you more.
Why don't we do some more?
Why don't you play? You got to play with us. Let's get everybody
Actually,
up
on
here.
that note, there's a new song. I told you the set list I had prepared, but this is a new song I actually just wrote this past week, which is actually exactly about what you just said. So let me see if
Getting hit in the head with a truck?
more or less the part about
About tension?
about what the music can do.
Music can do.
Yeah.
Okay.
What does it take to write a song that touches everyone? What does it take to write a song that inspires the mind of a child? Does it take a little blues? Does it take a little sadness? Does it take a little bit of the pain that we all feel? Does it take a little sunshine? Does it take a little rainbows? Does it take some butterflies and some birds and bees? Well, all I know is it don't mean nothing if it don't got love. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing if it don't got love. No, it don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing if it don't got love. Now what does it take to be called righteous, or a man or a woman of God? What does it mean to be religious? Is it just following the laws? No, it don't mean nothing. No, it don't mean nothing. No, it don't mean nothing if it don't got love. No, it don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing if it don't got love. What does it mean to grow a garden? Does it just take water and soil and sun? What does it mean to live a good life and have a good death when that life is done? It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing if it don't got love. No, it don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing if it don't got love. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing if it don't got love.
That was
Ken
awesome,
Martin
man. That is
here on
awesome.
Rock on Radio. Fantastic. You got websites or social media? How's the easiest way to find Ken Martin and the players? Or the
well,
players?
Currently, it's just Ken Martin. I just put my stuff on Bandcamp, Ken Martin, Spotify, Apple Music, and I'm pretty sure I'm on Pandora, but I just don't know all the songs I have on Pandora. I put out a lot of music. Sometimes I just like kind of spit
How many
fire.
discs do you have?
Well, I don't have any discs,
Okay.
but I have everything. I have
Because you mentioned earlier on your first record, or your
yeah.
first.
So I have.
How many songs are out there?
I don't know. I think there's like. I think on Spotify alone I may have upwards to over 35.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. And then with the Bandcamp, so with everything I put on Spotify and Apple Music and Pandora, all of that is my newer stuff, mostly my more country feeling-ish kind of stuff. And then on Bandcamp, I have like my full discography.
Discography.
Yeah, I have everything. So that there's a song on there where I'm playing trumpet. There's a song on there where I'm playing viola, and it's like a techno kind of song. So I have a lot of different songs on Bandcamp. That's where you'll find everything I've ever produced. And then Spotify, Apple Music is mostly just country. It's country stuff, yeah.
There you go. So what did you, growing up, obviously your father was an influence on you musically.
Yeah.
But you went to school, came home, had a lousy day, grabbed your headphones or your earbuds and said, I'm going to listen to...
What did I listen to? I listened to everything growing up. We listened to everything. So I come from a big family. So there's all these different personalities into all these different kinds of music. So my one brother, he was great at the piano. I mean, he is great at the piano, and we would play together. He would have me learn the melody, and he would play this beautiful accompaniment, and then I would play the melody up here. So we would play songs like some of the Disney hits, Cruella de Vil. That was one of our favorites. The song from Bambi, Baby Mine. We would play, and then he would play Baby Mine, the nice gentle version, then he would jazz it up real quick. So we'd play that. That was a great influence. My one sister, she loved Michael Jackson. I mean, everybody loved Michael Jackson, but she loved Michael Jackson. So there's some Michael Jackson, some pop. We had some Bob Marley, the Beatles, and my one brother. I loved watching him play video games, and he loved stuff like Lord of the Rings, and he loved the soundtracks to these video games and to these movies. And just about his taste in movies and music was just so spot on. Everybody loved it all at the time, pretty much. If he was watching a movie, we'd want to watch that movie. If he was playing a game, we would want to play that game. And so the music in those games was so influential. And then my one sister as well, she would listen to Enya, which I don't think anybody would ever pick up that Enya is an influence on my music. But I love Enya, and her music is an influence on what I try to produce because it's just so airy and peaceful and gentle. And so I love to try and blend the harshness of some minor chords with just this airiness and breathiness. I definitely don't do it at the caliber at which Enya does it, but that was a huge influence as well. And then big band jazz, and then we had stuff like Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong, Frank Sinatra, all the big names. So all of it just kind of comes together, and I sing all of those things. So I love singing Frank Sinatra. I love singing Dean Martin. I just don't do it as much because I'm playing guitar and playing country. For whatever reason, I just gravitate towards country. I think it's the lifestyle that I like the most about it. But yeah, it was just such a mix of music. And the one genre of music that is of conflict for me was, I used to love listening to Eminem. I would come, like you're saying, come home from school, I would love listening to Eminem, but it was just the content. I love the rhythm, I love the cadence, but it was just the content. And my one niece, she's 11 years younger than I am, and to listen to hip hop and rap around a child is like, I can't play that. So I love all the rhythm and all that kind of stuff, but it's just what they're saying is like, I'm not going to try and inflict that level of influence on my niece.
Run DMC though.
What?
Run DMC
Yeah,
could
okay.
work. Yeah,
That's
they're
going
all
pretty
about
far back.
positivity, man. I mean, I had Daryl McDaniels come to the school, man. He was
you're
one of the
saying
most
these
influential,
names? I don't know who you're talking
inspirational.
about.
Yeah. You don't know Run DMC?
No, I don't. I'll tell you
Oh.
this though. We listen to a lot of
It was
music.
Christmas time in Hollis, Queens.
Listen, we listen to a
It's
lot
chicken.
of music.
Nah.
We listen to a lot of music, but I would say I feel like I grew up under a rock to a degree because people start dropping names and saying, I'm like, yep, you lost me. Just play the music and I probably will know it. But if you say the name, I don't know who you're talking about. But
Yeah, my friend Zara Phillips did a record with Daryl McDaniels
He's fantastic.
because they're both adopted.
Yes, he's
And-
a huge advocate. 100%.
Correct.
So I saw him at a Comic-Con in Philadelphia, and we started talking. I shared the Drummers with Attitude stories with him, and he said, I give assemblies, man. And gave me his cell phone number.
Oh.
And
Nice.
it was just so surreal. And he said, yeah, I'll do an assembly. I'm only in, New York. I'll drive over. And I was like, great. And I booked the date. I remember telling my principal, he was like, yeah. And I was like, I made sure I read his book and did some little background. And he was very transparent about his, struggle with addiction, depression, and just how incredible music was. And Sarah McLachlan, that song Angel really helped get him out of a dark period. And he had done a talk the night before at Penn State. It was raining the next day. I'm like, oh man. Yeah, I had the press there at the school. I wasn't sure, like keeping my fingers crossed. And he texts me. He's like, I'm about 5 minutes late. I'm like, no worries, man. So he shows up. He was going to do like a 45-minute thing. He did like 2 hours, 45 minutes.
Nice.
And the custodian in my school, DJ Smooth, he's such a great guy, man. This guy, I said, he's a little older than me. He's like, Kevin, these guys were my idol. He goes, I got all their albums. I said, well, you got a DJ, man. And I had a student make a little intro video, and the custodian DJ, Tommy Robinson, man, DJ Smooth, man, he's fantastic. He's getting ready. He's got the hat on. The lights are down. The video's cued. I didn't tell him he had pulled in the parking lot. I just walked him in, and DJ Smooth's getting his turntables ready. I said, hey, Tommy, man, I got somebody I want you to meet. He turns around. He said it was one of the greatest moments of his life,
That's
man.
awesome.
It was awesome. So one of the kids had asked, can you do It's Tricky? And he's like, yeah, Tommy, cue it up for me, would you? And, it was awesome. Channel 10 had it on, NBC had it on TV, and the kids just loved it, man. He had the kids going, and he signed autograph. He signed, because he's Adidas, right? But he signed all kinds of sneakers. That guy was drenched. He had put forth so much effort.
Wow.
Daryl McDaniels. Daryl makes comics, so he makes comics too. Right. I mean, the guy was just so awesome. Didn't charge a thing. The guy, what a great man. And he's hip hop royalty, man. And he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Now,
so that's some good stuff there.
Speaking of which, how often do you gig, Ken?
It's very
Or
infrequent.
the two of you, three of you.
Yeah.
It's the two of us.
I think you're joining the band now.
That's how it happens.
Is that why you're asking?
Somebody else
Why
doesn't
you're
show.
It's all
That's
about
right.
who shows up.
We gig fairly infrequently.
Yeah.
I don't. Kev will tell you, I'm not a great self promoter. I'm just like, it was like, if it happens, it happens. I'm like, okay, that's fun, that's cool. We'll do that. I'll do this.
We want to make a CD though.
Yeah,
we do want to make.
There's a lot of music
Yeah.
that we really do need to do
Yeah.
together
We
because
want to. Right.
a lot of the songs that I've done before, like I said, Kevin enhances them with his drumming skills. So I'm like, we need to, if we can get some stuff recorded,
Right.
get in the studio, and then we can get that out. We can probably get more gigs. Hopefully, that's the dream. That's the
Yeah.
idea. But yeah. What was the last thing we did? We did one
Kelly
April,
Center.
April
Kelly
19th,
Center,
and
right.
then the Kelly Center,
Mm-hmm.
and
We usually opened up for who? Jill Sobel.
yeah.
You know
She
Jill
just
Sobel.
passed away. Did you
Just
hear that?
passed away
In
yesterday.
a house fire yesterday.
Yeah.
I was gonna wait till the end of the interview to tell you that. 'Cause I didn't want to be a
Oh.
downer.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, leave
It
it to me to
just-
screw that up.
Yeah. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
She
mean,
was
I'm
66,
really speechless
right, or
right now.
62
She
or
was very young and very
Yeah.
energetic, and
She
what a
was-
great storyteller.
Yeah.
She
So entertaining.
fantastic. Wow, that is
So
so.
entertaining.
I just wore a shirt like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She used to
Well,
do the candlelight concerts for epilepsy awareness that my buddy used to run, and then she would play with the woman I just Zara Phillips every now and then, and yeah.
Randy
Well, that
Ellis
guy
was
might-
Randy
put it out
just
there,
had her
too.
at the man cave and
Yeah,
just
he was just-
rebooked her.
Yeah, literally just rebooked her.
She was really fun. Like, I remember just sitting on this, like, after, so we opened for her, and she came up and she was doing her thing, and like instantly, it was just entertaining.
Yeah.
Instantly, wasn't even like it wasn't like a build up. It was just she got on the stage and you were just entertained the whole time.
I got to
so-
share a story.
Yeah, go ahead for it.
We were in the green room at the Kelly Center, and she had said, I asked her, I said, what's one a greatest memory that you have? She goes, well, I was inducting somebody in the singer-songwriter Hall of Fame or something. You know, I'm kind of not getting all the details correct, but she's like, at the end of it, up on stage, I'm playing with Paul McCartney, right?
Yeah.
James Brown and James Taylor all together, and she was like just like starstruck, and she said like James Taylor walked over her and said to her, "Can you believe who we're on stage with?" And she was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, you know, you're telling me this? I'm here with you." And she was just super sweet, man.
Yeah.
And boy, it just makes that experience, you
Yeah.
know, more invaluable that we had
I
had
got that news
yeah.
just today, and I was
That's
like, whoa.
yeah,
It was
wow,
it was weird, yeah.
Yeah, we opened
True
up to
story.
that this morning.
yeah.
Well, we got about 20 minutes left, so we got time for another tune or two.
Well, you
guys-
we gotta do. I have a favorite. I have a favorite song, and it's my daughter's favorite too. So
Only if we can do my favorite too.
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Of course. Yeah, that's called Compromise, right? That's their next song, Compromise.
All right. How
This
does
one's called Bonnie and Clyde, right?
how
Come on,
does this
don't
one
be.
go? How
come
does
on,
it
man.
go? Bonnie and Clyde.
No,
we're
get the heck
riding
outta
on
here.
the highway.
Hold on.
I can play it from Spotify.
All right. You can be the Bonnie to my reckless Clyde. You steal my breath every time I look your way. I'm stealing kisses, you steal them back. Never been so in love, it drove me back. I just want you to join me as I reach for the sky. I just want you to love me and be my partner in crime. If it is a crime to feel this way, then let's ride like Bonnie and Clyde and make a getaway. You're the fairest of them all. No need to ask the mirror on the wall. Here comes the law trying to hold us back. They don't seem to understand the love we have. I just want you to join me as I reach for the sky. I just want you to love me and be my partner in crime. If it is a crime to feel this way, then let's ride like Bonnie and Clyde and make a getaway. I just want you to join me as I reach for the sky. I just want you to love me and be my partner in crime. If it is a crime to feel this way, then let's ride like Bonnie and Clyde and make a getaway. Let's ride like Bonnie and Clyde and make a getaway.
Woo!
Yeah.
There you go, Ken. There you go. And Dice, I feel Dice. I feel Dice in the house.
It's nice.
You played your
Nice
favorite.
dice.
It's time to play my favorite.
Wait, you got a favorite?
This is it right here.
I know this one. Go ahead.
I said hi, she said hello. I said, how have you been? It's been a long time since I've seen your face. She said, I'm fine, and how are you? I didn't know what to say, 'cause my heart had been breaking since she went away. I don't know how to feel if I'm not in love with you. I just don't know how to feel if I'm not in love with you. I took a sip from my drink, and then I looked to the sky. I said, please let me say the right words. I looked at her right in the eye, and I said, I just don't know. I haven't felt much anything since the day I watched you go. I don't know how to feel if I'm not in love with you. Oh, I just don't know how to feel if I'm not in love with you. And that's about the time I noticed the tears in her eyes. She looked at me sweetly and said, well, I've realized I don't know how to feel if I'm not in love with you. Oh, I just don't know how I'm not in love with you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There it is. There it is.
You went from partner in crime to.
Yeah, right.
He doesn't know how to
And-
feel.
I know,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's
you know?
right. But it's country is your.
That's the genre I
You
like
like
to play
that.
the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And your vocals change though, which is amazing. You totally
Yeah.
like become a chameleon
Well,
to that sound.
Animorphs.
That's what's so fun to me. That's what I just love about doing it. Is like it just makes it. I can feel it more because I play songs like you may think that I'm talking foolish, and I just
Yeah.
lean into it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just have so much fun with it. I love it. But yeah, it's mostly just the lifestyle. I used to do like manual labor. I worked on this tree nursery, and it was the best. It was just the best. I would use my axe when we had to cut down these tall trees. But the thing is, the first time I had to use my axe was because we drove to this job site, which was an hour away from the nursery, and we were using chainsaws, as you do with trees, but we're using electric chainsaws, and we forgot the batteries. So I'm like, I'm not driving an hour back just to drive an hour back here. So I was like, I got my axe. We had a skid loader. We got the line on the tree, and I just started going at it. It took me about like, I want to say maybe 45 minutes to an hour max, but I fell in love with it. I was like, I want to cut every tree down this way. And so I started to as much as I could. It was fun. You know, it's just that lifestyle. Yeah. I know that's
We'll
what
call you
people
Paul from now on.
that's what
Paul
my
Bunyan.
coworkers would say. They're like, my one coach was like, "You're crazy. He's like, you're a madman." I was like, "Why? It's such an adrenaline rush. It was so much fun."
Ooh, I'm a lumberjack and I'm I sleep all night and I work all day. I chop down trees. I eat my lunch.
Pretty much. Pretty
funny.
much. Pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is with these like really great songwriters?
Yeah.
Ken Martin, the Williams boy.
They're all
He's a-
tree men.
He's a tree
That's
guy.
right.
How about
Sure.
that?
Is that arborist? Is
Yeah,
what
that's
it
right.
is?
I was certified arborist. Yeah.
Certified.
Yeah.
It's now Earth Day.
Yeah. It was
It's
April
no longer
22nd.
Arbor Day.
Yeah.
When all the ships come sailing
Remember
into
when
the
we were
arbor.
kids? They would send you home.
Baltimore
That
Arbor.
was
They would send you home with a little.
tree or
Sapling?
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
On Arbor Day. But that was from Peanuts when Sally Brown gets up there. Just wanted to tell
I
you about.
actually, they sent us some
Sally
with an
Brown.
evergreen. I planted it in my grandparents' yard, figured it would never grow. Don't you know that thing grew and became such a problem? Started
that the way?
intertwining in the fence and
Invasive species.
Was that an
no less.
extension of the planter? Or?
I was like 6.
Yeah.
I'll just
A
stick
little
it here.
foreshadowing. Is that a little foreshadow?
My grandfather's like, yeah, it ain't growing.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like Jack and the Beanstalk.
Yeah.
That's a shame because most of the times when people want it to grow, they always call it, "Oh, my tree died," and then when they don't want it to grow, you got the stuff growing off the side of your
Like a
house.
weed.
You know?
Correct.
Yeah.
It was a blue spruce, actually.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah?
that's
Yeah.
nice.
It's kind of worth it.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
That tree stayed there, and then when my grandparents died, we sold the house and the tree, and I'm sure the fence went with it. But that's a
Hopefully,
whole
anyway.
other story for another time. So I ask this from time to time of my guests.
Sure.
What's the end game for you?
The end game for me?
Is it licensing? Is it playing?
just mean with
Is
music.
it
I thought you meant with
songwriting?
life.
Well, it could be for life.
I was going
I
big.
really,
I
I
was
told
about
you. I
to-
wouldn't
Talking to
ask
an
you-
arborist
You're
here.
gonna ask me
He's
for
very
both, but
spiritual.
I was about to go very
Yeah,
deep.
he was getting deep.
He was.
I was like, pizza in about 10 minutes.
He was sitting there looking
I was
at
like,
me
it's-
like,
yeah.
where can I purchase a blue ox?
I was about to go so deep. Okay, so as far as music goes,
Anything.
easy.
Whatever you want to tell me, Ken.
whatever I want to tell you. As far okay, so here's the end game. When it comes to music, like I said earlier, it's a gift, but it's a responsibility. And I would love to be able to play my music at the caliber where there's a large audience and we can all come together and we can talk about being more loving, being more kind, and being more respectful, one to ourselves, all three, love to yourself, kindness to yourself, respect to yourself, but love to others, kindness to others, and respect towards others. And that's what I want to happen. I want to play this guitar, I want to play my piano, I want to use my voice and use all the passion that has been gifted to me through this vessel to be able to just encourage people to love one another. And I think a great place to start is with protecting the innocence of children, setting good examples for them. One of your rules, like you said, don't be coming on my show cussing and swearing. And I want to make sure that children understand the value of being respectful, using kind words, and making sure they can learn to see themselves as valuable people. Because there are so many people that just grow up and they don't recognize their own value and they don't recognize their own worth. They have such negative thoughts towards themselves. And I mean, it happens. It's life, you have to, it's something to battle through. But I would love to be able to use this music to get to a point to propel me to a place where I can share that message with everybody. For me, one of the things that helps me so much is going on the journey. I told you I was getting deep. Going on that journey of self-love, and what I found was once I tapped into it, I found there was so much joy. I was like, I cannot keep this to myself. Everybody I see, I want them to feel as happy as I do. I want them to feel that happy when they're around me, or even when they're by themselves. Just know that you can be happy. You don't have to ask anybody's permission. You can be happy, and you can be kind, and you can be loving and respectful, and you can share that with everybody you see. And that's what I want to do. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That means you might have to take that Jersey song out of your repertoire, man.
I don't love people that much.
Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on here.
You
See
gotta
your
have a little
catalog
edge.
of songs.
You gotta give them something
Nobody
to
likes New
forgive.
Jersey.
So, yeah.
Exactly. I want the people to have an opportunity to forgive me for something.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Yeah.
We have time for one more tune, Producer Claire?
Yes, you do.
We
We have
do?
like 6 minutes, so.
Well,
Okay, we got about 6 minutes, so do
Yeah, you know
another
what we're
tune,
doing,
and we
right?
come back and wrap it up, or
we got one more.
all
We
right.
got
Yeah.
one more, actually.
Yeah, man.
I gotta get me out of town. Yeah, they're coming for my head. They said they'll take me live or dead. So I gotta get me out of town while I can. Now I ain't got no gun, but I go bang, bang, bang. Here to have some fun, just play and do my thing. Sister told me you gon' meet your match someday. When you fall in love, just watch the things you say. Now I gotta get me out of town. Yeah, they're coming for my head. They said they'll take me live or dead. So I gotta get me out of town while I can. Now I ain't break no law, and yet I'm on the run. And if they catch me now, I know I'm surely done. I got a bulletproof the ride, I know they all got guns. But I ain't learned my lesson, I had too much fun. Got to get me out of town. Yeah, they're coming for my head. They said they'll take me live or dead. So I gotta get me out of town while I can. Yeah, they're coming for my head. They said they'll take me live or dead. So I gotta get me out of town while I can. While I can, while I can, while I can, while I can. Man,
Yeah.
awesome. It's like you played the song like before. Like, really, man? That was awesome.
Was
That
that
was
Dice
great.
or was that?
I mean, shoot, let's just call it out. That was Danny Coleman on the congas, ladies and gentlemen. That
Danny.
was amazing.
There you go.
Amazing.
Wearing many hats today.
Yeah.
I was paying attention.
We have a song called "Paying Attention" too. Just so you know.
He's an honorary player. He's part of the players.
That's how I wound up becoming a rogue on the run. Yeah, we have Claire has known him forever. I've known him for
A big brother.
probably 10, 12 years. A drummer named Bobby Boyd.
Okay.
And Bobby, you know, he does stuff at NAFTA, and he does stuff with the Criers and a bunch
Jazz
of
and-
local jazz
Oh,
acts
nice,
and
nice,
things.
nice.
Bobby's teacher was Bernard Purdy. So,
The Purdy Shuffle.
correct.
Come on now.
And Purdy used to play drums in this band called Rogues on the Run.
Ah,
And for whatever reason, they went their separate ways. But so Bobby became the drummer.
okay.
So when Jack Hoban and Bobby came on this show, they're like, we need a percussion guy.
Ah,
As I wound up playing percussion for Rogues on the Run.
that's awesome.
But I was like, when's the next gig? Next week.
Ah,
Great.
Pack it up.
So, when you guys leave here tonight, you're in the hinterlands, and you're going to drive home. When you guys talk music,
yeah.
and let's keep it short here because I gotta
Yeah, you're
wrap
on
it
the
up.
time.
But when you talk music,
Now he gets deep.
what do you, no? But give me a brief overlook of that discussion.
Well, for me,
Yeah, go for it.
it's connection and inclusiveness, and what message and vibe do we want to push forward? And I think that's what connected us together was we're very like-minded in that. How Ken recently put it eloquently, you know, that's the message and the vibe we want to put out there. And, you know, so I think as long as we're able to do that and figure out ways to expand that message to as many people as possible, that's kind of what the discussion holds. You know, how do we do it to where we can reach the most amount of people, including everyone?
Yeah. Again, we're the players, so it's about playing and having fun.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
really what it's about. And when we have fun, we can almost, I won't say guarantee, but we want to make sure other people feel that too. We're having fun, you guys have fun. Listening to it, we're playing it, having fun, you listen to it, have fun.
Well, I'm glad that Mr. Stewart gave up. He went about this all wrong. Dave,
yeah.
you won the ability to be my co-host, so you could have come in with these guys and talk music with them. But I'm glad that it worked out this way, and I can't
sure.
thank you enough, Ken, for not only your flexibility
Thank you guys
this
for that.
week, but for making a trip up here to the fabulous Sourlands Mountains in the 2-track studios of Deco Entertainment. Next week, we have, I think, Gretchen Emery, right? She's coming up from Delaware, so it's
Okay. There you go.
because they have a big CD release party on May 16th in Wilmington, Delaware. But thanks to Michael Arnone, Crawfish Fest, May 30th, 31st, June 1st in Augusta, New Jersey. Go to crawfishfest.com. Gentlemen, thank you so much, man.
Hey, thank you.
Now he comes in.
Yeah, now he
Guys, thank you so much, man.
Thank
guys
you.
are
It was
great.
a
Thank you
pleasure.
for letting me bang on some instruments
Yeah,
here
man.
with you guys. So
It really adds so much. Thanks so much.
thank you.
Thank you.
So until next week, rock on!